about all sorts of things, what they're going to do for their kids, what the future's likely to hold, things like life insurance, about career choices, etc. All these things, when you're uncovering genes, kind of start bubbling up in your head, and you start to think, what, you know, who am I anymore? Am I just a product of my genes? What's going on? So it is quite a roller coaster for people. So what we do is we have a genetic counselling program where if people are being tested for these genes, we take them through it. We try to demystify the process to make them realise that perhaps it's not quite as crazy as it sounds to start off with, and that they feel comfortable that they're making the right decision for them. One of the reasons that genetics works quite well in Northern Ireland is that we have our population of 1.8 million within a relatively small area, and also we have very strong family connections within Northern Ireland. So people know their extended family a lot better than perhaps people might do over in England or Scotland, and that information gets transmitted back through the family. So in Northern Ireland we've been able to identify more women and men who are carrying these genes, as far as we know, than anywhere else in the UK. So we have quite a large cohort of patients who have been identified with these genes, the BRCA1 and BRCA2, and we're trying to follow them up methodically. Another reason why that works quite well is that we have an interconnected system of health records. So they're not going to multiple different hospitals or different healthcare settings. People don't have lots and lots of different sets of notes. We can pull all that information together and make sure that we're giving them the right screening for them. So it's very much individualised patient care, and so we're quite proud and quite happy of what we've been able to do in Northern Ireland so far with that. What Susan's looking at here is what we call a microarray. This is part of the testing that we do for children, largely with developmental delay here in Belfast. And each little spot on the screen, each pixel, corresponds to a particular region of DNA on a very, very finely engineered microscope slide. There's about 60,000 little spots on each one of these areas on the microscope slide. And we can tell using dyes that are attached to the patient's DNA whether there's more of the patient's DNA or less of the patient's DNA than there should be. So this helps us pick up little abnormalities of what are called the chromosomes, the little strings of genetic material inside the cells. So if you've got too much of one particular region of DNA or too little of that region of DNA, that might have an effect on how that child develops. So we can tie down specific birth defects and specific problems that children might have to individual genes, and then that helps us to understand how those genes work as well. So it's a very, very useful technique. We would find that in children that are being referred with various forms of disability, the detection rate using this technique can be anything between 15 and 20%, which actually makes it one of our best tests for this category of patient. So the government recently awarded us £3.3 million to bring together the skills that we have within Belfast to construct the Northern Ireland Genomic Medicine Centre. This is going to bring together expertise from lots of different areas, from informatics, from computers, from genome sequencing, and from the wider realms of science, to understand genes better and to bring to life this goal of precision medicine. Precision medicine is personalised medicine. It's where your treatment is tailor-made towards your particular genome. So we have a lot of very highly motivated, very skilled scientific staff, medical staff, admin staff, informatics staff who are going to try and pull that all together and make sure that we can deliver on the commitment that we've given the government that we're going to spend their money wisely. I find personally this to be a very challenging and very satisfying job. That we do have a lot of problems that come through, but if you can make someone's life a little bit better, give them a bit of information to at least move things on that one little bit, that can be a very satisfying thing, and hopefully it is doing some good. And at the end of the day, when we're wrapping up, I think anybody in the trust, if they feel that they can go home having done something that's made someone's life a little bit better, that's really what it's all about.